Alright, so, basically, uh, okay. And, alright, okay. Danger lurks around every corner. It can, and, it will, most of the time. People don't understand that. Especially when, you're playing a video game where danger lurks around every corner. And, yeah. So, for real, okay? Damn it. We're gonna get it done though. We're gonna do something, and we're gonna have fun, and we're gonna do Blue Bayou. All right. We're gonna get a PlayStation. We got a PlayStation 4. That means it's all gonna happen. Oh my god, that smells so good. I'm super 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 what's the word? Super fine. Schwanny doody toss, squeedy dee dee bee doo doo, squeedy doody toss, squeedy dee dee bee doo doo. Alright, so we're gonna come up with a topic that actually makes sense. So, alright, heartbreak. We can go with heartbreak because we've experienced that a lot over the past couple of a lot of stuff, I guess. Recently my dad just passed, and I didn't know he was gonna go so quickly. He would constantly try to calm me down, and oh wow, just wow. I'm getting glitchy lotsy. I haven't had a lot of stopping power. We just got a candle lit because recently my dad just passed, and I really do love my dad, but I know I had to let him go at some point, and what is this is as good a time as any other for the most part, and I see a lot of stuff just realizing that my dad was kind of a really good guy, and but he was too much sometimes. He tried to be too much sometimes. And the more I think about it, the more I realize that my dad didn't know all the stuff that I knew about how to be the certain person you need to be in order to create some sort of being humble about something. My dad didn't have that a lot, and I realized that's basically what my dad's past is him not being humble and not taking what he needed instead of trying to get something that he wanted, and I don't know, just most of the time he realized that he couldn't do a lot of different stuff later on in life, and that was only because of the stuff that he did beforehand that he didn't realize was pretty much bad for him, and he didn't understand it sometimes, and he didn't take it sometimes, but he was still around it most of the time, and that's where that whole stuff came into play, because he was not realizing that dust was going in his nose and a bunch of different stuff was going in his nose, and my dad did stuff to numb the pain most of the time, but he didn't realize that I knew that he did more than he told me. So and the more I think about it, the more I'm left with the simple answer is that don't follow what my dad did. Don't follow what my dad did. Don't go near those answers or those places sometimes, because they just don't, like, because my dad basically, I don't know what he did for the most part, but I think he created some sort of, like, my dad was an anomaly, basically. My dad was not normal for the most part, and he was able to make something out of nothing sometimes, and he and I know something comes from something, so I know something comes from something, and my dad was one to tell me that that wasn't true, and he was also one to tell me that that something may come from something, but that something was already yours, basically. And I'm like, Dad, I'm sure you think that stuff is yours, but I'm also sure that other people, if they need that something. My dad stole stuff when he was younger. There we go. I got him. Yay! My dad stole stuff when he was younger, and I just want to tell some stories about my dad. He basically okay, this is what he did. At least this is what he told me he did, and I think that he told me he did this because he stole $25,000 from a some dude who had millions that was into little boys, and and my dad actually took that money and he took his I'm not gonna do any of the music because this is actually pertinent information. He took his entire he took his entire youth group and the priests and things of his thing. This is what he told me. I may be lying to me. He may be lying to me, absolutely, but he said he stole $25,000 from a child molester and used it to bring, or extorted money out of a child molester, and then used it to bring people to baseball games, to bring his entire youth group and superior priests and nuns and stuff to baseball games. I'm not sure what that even means. He might have been saying some sort of code. My dad speaks in code a lot. I don't know what that means. My dad was, if my dad is telling the truth to me, which I'm not exactly sure if he is. But I'm sure that he's that he was serious about it. I mean, I'm sure he went to baseball games and he loved baseball games. And I'm going to check my phone. Bye. All right. Oh, see more nude photos. I'm okay. Thank you, though. All right. But yeah, that's basically what my dad told me he did. I'm not exactly sure in which way he did it, but I mean, I'll always I mean, you know, I mean, he just knows stuff sometimes. He told me that he took a chopper apart, or a gun apart, and told the dude that he's not supposed to be shooting right now because there's kids around and stuff. And I don't know, my dad could have been lying there. So, but he was like he was a dude basically. He was just a guy. He was just one guy, and in some cases he was everything. Because he wouldn't let anyone else do anything. He was very selfish sometimes. I love my dad, and I know his ways sometimes. Almost got him. I would have caught him across the neck. Just wish he didn't have that shotgun. That would have been so great. Oh Oh man. Alright, we got WDSU. A helicopter crashes into Midtown Manhattan high-rise. Yeah.
I know I was in the best of hands here. I know they deal with high-risk patients. So looking into it was very, very helpful for me, and I'm happy that I made the choice here.
Causing a fire, but there's no indication of anything more than that. Again, this is all very preliminary, and these situations evolve very quickly, as we know. But that's all we know at this time. Thank you, Governor. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor.
All right. So, oh man. So most of the time, my dad would say and do things that he had pretty much already done, pretty much everywhere, I guess, and there were a lot of different times when my dad said things that were way too classified for my reasoning, and I don't want to say anymore, so because I'm sure I'll get into trouble, but I'm not exactly sure exactly how much trouble, but I realized that that most of the time I'm not like one to be like around a lot. I don't go out a lot. I don't stay out a lot because I don't like it. Sometimes it makes me kind of antsy and stuff. And when I see a girl, or a woman, I see a woman. And when I see a woman out there in the places that I'm at, I'm basically realizing everything that can go wrong in our entire interaction, and I wind up messing it up for some reason because I just I see a bunch of different things that my dad did basically, and I got my dad on the brain right now, so I'm kind of remembering him, so it's like I don't want to see that thing. I don't want to do that stuff and go out there and party right then. I want to party when it's my mom's turn because she told me to have a party for her. To know that is simple, and most of the time it's pretty fair to realize that people did stuff that were yeah. I didn't know he had a gun. All right. But yeah, basically that's kind of just, I mean, it's kind of just what my dad just really, I guess, was trying to do, was I guess he was just trying to make sure that I had a future and that I was able to laugh about it. Most of the time, people don't realize that they're losing something, and the more I think about it, the more I'm left with a choice, basically, that tells me that I'm better than what they think I am, you know? That I'm put here to be able to make sure that I can have a future, you know? And I think that's my dad's plan exactly was. Um, I'm gonna say something stupid again. So have a good day and be yourself. And sometimes the reason people are secretive is because they actually have secrets that are so important that I mean you wouldn't even understand. Like to be able to understand would mean to study for 10 years and go into to quantum theory and a bunch of different other stuff and a whole bunch of different things. So just like realize that the reason why I stopped playing video games is because it wasn't the only thing that I was into. I want to read books now a lot too. So just realize it's not the only thing, and that's why I'm only on for at least an hour, and that's it. Now, have a good day. Be yourself, and you are your own one-person bomb squad. You can defuse situations that you think are happening, but if they're not, realize you might want to seek therapy. Have a good day, and I've already sought my therapy, and I make my own every day. Have a good day, and I learned a lot of things doing therapy, and it really taught me about myself and how I was blowing things out of proportion sometimes, because sometimes things are more important than you could actually think they are. Have a good time, and whatever you're doing, just be yourself, because being someone else is always second best.